Breaking news at this hour, 12:19 right now. We interrupt our programming to bring you this storm damage in Montebello. You are looking live at an aerial view from SkyFOX. We are overhead of an industrial building that has sustained a lot of damage on the roof, as well as some of the trucks, the vehicles around there. Stu, up in SkyFOX, let me see if we could talk to him with more details on what exactly we're looking at, Stu.
Well, I can give you details on what we're looking at, how this happened. That's going to be something for maybe a meteorologist. Now, we know this was some kind of crazy wind event. We are in the Montebello area. The main crosses out here is going to be Vail and Washington. And we got reports that we've seen video of it. It almost looks like a tornado came through this area, and the damage we're seeing kind of matches that. These are some of the major buildings, some of the major damage. We're going to keep doing an orbit in SkyFOX so we can show you some of the other spots and also some of the damage on the ground. As it stands right now, no injuries. That's what we're hearing, Sandra, no injuries, which is amazing considering the amount of debris that must have been flying around in this area. And then, of course, all the damage to these buildings out here. This is, like you said, a very industrial area. This is another spot. And you can see all this, what looks like soot all on the sides of these buildings out here, and I believe what that is a tar paper when it was being ripped off that rooftops and then spun around in that funnel and then basically hitting the buildings themselves. There's a lot of damage out here. We saw plywood stuck in some trees. We saw many vehicles with broken windows and that had been moved from their parking spots. They kind of just shoved around from the high winds. And then we also saw doors, like the big sliding garage doors in some of these buildings, blown outward. So that shows some sort of negative pressure going on, and that also might have been reason why some of these rooftops were popping off. It's because of that negative pressure. They would actually blow out instead of being sucked up. So this must have been a crazy event happening out here. It is amazing that nobody was hurt. You can see Montebello Fire Department down there and some other first responders. We'll continue to keep showing you this stuff. Sandra, if you have questions, we'll definitely try to answer it or at least give you ideas where they are at, where we're at and what we're looking at. But this is basically on Maple and Vail in the Montebello area, and the major cross out here is going to be Washington. And on Washington Boulevard, you can see right there, I've been using that public storage as my marker point. You can see some damage there as well. One of the trailers on a business behind it basically flipped over because of that high winds, and then you can also see the damage there as well.